bringing you the latest Arizona high school football recruiting news year-round. This is the Recruiting Roundup on ProsToPreps.com.
A little bit of a different look this week on the Recruiting Roundup. As you can see in the background, we have the new ProsToPreps.com studio, which means the Recruiting Roundup is just going to get better and better, so make sure you continue to stay with us. I'm going it alone on this edition of the Roundup. We'll still have two this week, as Jason Jewell can't join us, but on the second one later on this week, Ed Crusher Cole will join us to bring you some of the latest on and his thoughts of being out and about at the ASU Passing League tournament that went on, and some of the other passing league stuff that's gone on of late now that summer is underway. Some of the news to bring you, a ton of new offers to players, but first, a commitment. A player receiving his first offer last week and just a few days later decided to commit. That's Chandon Herring, the offensive lineman out of Perry, 6'7", 260 pounds. As mentioned last week, he was offered by BYU and just a few days later decided that BYU was an ideal scenario for him. He decided to commit and will be playing college football in Provo after high school. Some of players receiving their first offers, and a couple guys that we've mentioned quite a bit as players that we just couldn't figure out why they didn't have any offers yet. The first one, Troy Kowalski, the offensive lineman out of Mountain Ridge High School, 6'5", 270 pounds, was offered by New Mexico State. Again, that's his first offer, and it could be the first of many for him as he's a very talented offensive lineman. The other first offer for North Canyon wide receiver, Bryant O'Georgia. That first offer came from the NAU Lumberjacks. Very talented wide receiver, does a little bit of everything. He plays special teams. He is the team's punter. He's a great punter at that. Also plays defensive back, but is being recruited at wide receiver at the next level, and I expect to see a lot more offers coming his way in the very near future. Two guys we haven't mentioned as much, but it's very impressive to see their first offers coming out of Pinnacle High School. The first one, Cole Neubauer. He's a linebacker, also a defensive end. They play him in both spots. He picked up his first offer from an Ivy League school in Penn. Very talented defensive player. He was second on the team in tackles last season, 6'2", 220 pounds, did that as a junior. Expected to have a big senior season for the Pioneers. And his teammate on the offensive side of the football was also offered by Penn. That's running back Josh Hoekstra. He had over 1,500 yards rushing last season and 16 rushing touchdowns. So two Pinnacle players receiving offer from the Ivy League as Penn comes a knocking on two of the leaders on the Pioneers football team. Now to some players that have received more offers on top of their long list. The first one, a very substantial one, Christian Kirk, the stud out of the 2015 class, was offered by Stanford. Yet another offer for him. He has been all over the place and has absolutely blown up in the spring and now the summer. Very substantial Pac-12 offer for Kirk. We'll see how Stanford plays in the picture once the time comes for him to narrow down his list. The other two players to spotlight, Chaparral's Tyler Wiley and Trevor Wood. The two played with the Firebirds at a passing league tournament in San Diego and came out as the champions of it. And as a result, Tyler Wiley picks up his 14th offer. He had no offers back in January and February, but now has 14 as we sit here in June. San Diego State, the latest for him. And also his teammate, Trevor Wood, the tight end, one of the top players in the 2014 class, can play defensive end as well, but is being recruited at the tight end position. San Diego State is his 12th offer. And just a few other names to go through, picking up extra offers, and we've heard a lot from these players as of late. Nick Colson, tight end out of Higley, picked up his 4th and his 5th offer from UC Davis and New Mexico State. John Jackson, the exciting and talented defensive end out of Canyon del Oro in Tucson and Oro Valley. New Mexico State also offered him. That's his 3rd offer. If you're noticing a trend with the New Mexico State Aggies, they're really excited with what they see from this 2014 class out of Arizona. And a couple more offers. Santana Sterling, the linebacker out of Hamilton, picked up an offer from Penn. The third offer from Penn this week to an Arizona player. John Hoyt, we mentioned him last week, picking up his first offer from Chandler. He received his second offer from UC Davis. And Lane Veach, teammate of Chandon Herring on the defensive side of the football. He's a linebacker. He picked up his sixth offer from UTEP. Make sure you stay with us this week. As mentioned, we'll have a second recruiting roundup. Ed Crusher Cole will join us to give you some of the players that have caught his eye during the summer passing league tournaments, and make sure you stay with us all summer as we'll have the latest in Arizona high school football recruiting year-round. My name is Jared Cohen. This has been the Recruiting Roundup for ProsToPreps.com.